One, what I am about to show you is particularly concerning. We have a map behind me here. Reportedly, this is the United States of America planned protests. These are the areas that are going to be hit with protests in the coming days. A lot of people are getting out into the streets. This is absolutely by design, 100%. There are massive campaigns out there telling people to get out in the streets, protest against the government. And more concerning, scarier to me, they're telling people to fight back against the U.S. Marines that are being deployed across the country. So here we have some video of CNN. Now they're downplaying it. They're saying there's only 500 Marines. I wouldn't doubt that we get a couple, at least a couple thousand out in the streets of the United States of America in an attempt to stop these attacks. Let's listen to what they have to say.
News now from the Pentagon. CNN can now report that roughly 500 Marines are being mobilized in response to the protests in Los Angeles.
And this is a significant escalation from President Trump, who had activated National Guard troops over the weekend.
Can you notice the change in what they say? That this is an escalation from President Trump. They're not saying that this is in direct response to violent protests and store looting and setting on fire vehicles and breaking into homes and assaults that are taking place across the country. No, they're saying that this is an escalation by your standing president. Here we have some video. This happened out in Los Angeles. Now, I don't know the context of the driver here, but he was definitely trying to take out some of the people on the street. Let's watch and see. Now, guys, you're going to remember that we are learning from these events, knowing what not to do, knowing what to do in many cases. This person was definitely targeting some of these individuals, and then they came out and they started trying to attack them. Again, we don't know the context, but look at how long it takes, and people are just sitting there now. This is 30 seconds later. And just now, people are saying, oh, this is scary, I better move. They should have been moving second 2, second 3. You have to remember the rule of threes. You have 3 moments in time to remove yourself from a potentially violent situation. 3 moments. You start to see it happen, you make a move. By the time your brain really gets there, you need to be moving. This was an ad that was placed over. This is Newsom of California. Just listen, it's kind of interesting.
There's the American dream and the California dream.
This is, of course, against the backdrop of the riots that are taking place.
There's no Alabama dream. Eat your heart out, Texas, Tennessee, and Florida.
Eat your heart out, states that would never allow this to happen, but they're trying. In the U.S. state of Florida, we have protests in Tampa. That's one of the main areas in Florida. You do have them in Tennessee. You do have them, of course, in Texas. Let's listen to Trump himself.
On Thursday, so we're going to wait till Thursday.
And what's the main impediment to getting a deal?
Well, they're just asking for things that you can't do.
Now, right here, he's telling you that the war is not just inside of America. This isn't just our civil war. They're also looking to the bigger things. We do have Israel in their last preparation phases for an attack against Iranian nuclear facilities. Iran came out publicly. They said that as soon as any one of their facilities are attacked, they go on a full violent offensive against all Western targets. They have alluded that they have elements inside the United States of America that will activate when that happens. So that means no city, no state is safe. You've got to think about what you'll do in the event of that. Now, I was just talking with some family and some friends, and they were talking about what's going on because a lot of people inside of our country are getting misunderstood. And so they were like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. Is it going to be safe there tonight? They're talking about sending their kids off to school and then what the environment's going to be like when they go to pick them up. You have to be so ready for change to take place that you are not caught off guard by it. All right, let's see. This is Trump. Let's move on. This is, okay, listen to this.
You have a process that allows the government to actually force any engineer in any tech company to implement a backdoor. And
They're basically saying everything you own is feeding information directly to the government. So who do you think actually knows why these protests are happening? It is a matter of national security that you are not being told about, that the government knows exactly who is funding these riots, whose goal is the end game of these riots, and maybe it's something bigger that we don't fully understand. I don't know. Maybe we're all just pea-brained, but I do know Mexico says they're ready to mobilize. Listen.
Necessary, we will mobilize because.
Okay, there's some music playing over here, so I can't play it, but they're saying we will mobilize against American problems. They said that they will move on America, and now we're starting to see the bigger picture. Why did America continue to send warships near Mexican territory? Why do we have our troops and tanks on the move across the United States of America right now? We have some video of the Marine Corps. We have some video of the engineers. They're all talking about getting the streets ready for tanks to roll across them, because a tank, just like a bulldozer, when's the last time that you ever saw a bulldozer across your street? Never, because that 20, 30,000 pound machine will tear up your asphalt. They have to get them ready, or they have to be prepared for a near future when the streets don't matter anymore. Here's some video of the tanks moving. Let's watch. So here we have the engineers preparing everything, getting them mobilized, getting them ready. Maybe this isn't for the riots, but I don't believe in coincidence. Oh, you couldn't see it there because I was blacked out. I don't believe in coincidence. Do you? If you believe that it's just a coincidence that we are mobilizing troops for parades and mobilizing tanks for parades, and we are coincidentally having Black Ops drop off ammunition and moving the Marines to deploy in states, if you think that those are coincidence events, you might be right. But I think there's something bigger going on. Okay, what we've got here is, okay, look at this. These are attacks that are taking place in Russia and Ukraine. Imagine this for a moment being your city, because it looks like that may be where we're going, where attacks on large-scale warfare becomes so commonplace that people are continuing to work through it. Trust that people in California right now, they're going to school. They are